All right, well, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to those of you who are joining us at different time zones. Welcome to our official launch of the SMART online learning platform. On behalf of the SMART partnership, we just wanted to thank all of you for joining us today. I'm Natalia Santana. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the program coordinator for the SMART partnership based at the Wildlife Conservation Society. And I've been with WCS for 2 years, and since I started, I just remember the SMART partnership being in like the beginning stages of developing an interactive online learning platform for the SMART community. Therefore, it's very nice to see that we are at the official launch of our new platform. So before I introduce our presenters, I'd like to quickly go over our agenda for today. So our agenda, just to start off, we have introductions, we have the course structure and the selection of modules, followed by the demo of the online course. We have our reviewers giving feedback on the first course, and thank you very much for our reviewers who were able to do that. After that, we have what's to come with the Smart for Decision Makers course, which is going to be our third course, and followed by the Q&A and concluding remarks. And just very quickly, the platform would not have been made possible if it wasn't for those that you see on the screen here. And many thanks also for the SMART community who took the time to create content for the course, as well as reviewing the course prior to launching. Our presenters include Anthony Dancer, Anthony Lynam, Narangwa Batorj, Alan Valverde, Julian Godfrey, myself, Natalia Santana, Jacqueline Montoya, and Michelle Bauer. And with that said, I would like to pass the mic to our SMART Chief Capacity Chair, Anthony Dancer.
Cool, thanks, Nat. Could you go to the next slide, please? Great, thank you. Yeah, hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the webinar, which, as Nat says, is to launch the SMART Partnership's first ever online learning platform. Looks like we've got a big turnout, which is great. So my name is Anthony Dancer. I am the SMART Partnership's Chief Capacity Officer. It's my job today to give you a quick introduction to the platform, the background, how it came about, and why we're doing it. Then I'll hand over to Tony and the rest of the team to go into how it will work and the courses that we'll be offering. Nat, next slide, please. So the online learning platform, it's been in development for some time now, so it's great to finally see it out there and helping people. And the idea behind it was that we have this growing community of people using SMART around the world, and we needed to do more to help that community use our tools and to use those tools to improve conservation. So the number of sites using SMART, it's grown enormously over the last 10 years. There's like 1,200 or so that we know about across 100 countries. Almost certainly many more people using SMART that we don't know about, and others who would perhaps like to be using SMART but don't know how. We can't possibly meet all of those training needs through in-person training alone, which is where the online learning platform comes in. And it will be available to anyone who wants to use it completely free for as many people as want to use it. And the point is to help people get started, get trained up, learn the fundamentals of SMART, so that when we do in-person trainings, we can focus on the hard stuff like adaptive management, for example. And if all goes as planned, we'll probably start to recommend that anyone coming to an in-person training should take an online course first, just to get the basics in place. Next is not just about the number of people using SMART, it's also about the different ways that people are using SMART now. So when SMART began, it was about rangers collecting data and then using that data to inform patrolling. That's still important, but now SMART is also being used by a whole bunch of different people for different purposes. So community members, citizen scientists, survey teams, things like species monitoring, human-wildlife conflict intelligence, and others. And all these people are going to have different training needs. So that's what the online learning platform is about, finding a way to meet those diverse needs. And the idea is not to have a one-size-fits-all approach. Initially, we'll have different courses for different user levels, like data collectors, analysts, managers, and you'll hear all about that. But we're going to build out from there. Critically, it's designed to be easy to use. You know, this isn't a reference manual. We already have those. It's supposed to be an accessible, easy to use learning platform. It's got courses which are broken up into manageable bite-sized modules. There's some interactive elements to keep it interesting. In the future, so the idea is that this is just a start. At the outset, all the courses will be in English. One of the courses, the analyst course, will be translated into French. We're going to translate more courses, include more languages, and eventually we'll start to include other courses for other users, like for community members, for survey teams, and so on. Let us know what else you think should be included, and just in general, feedback would be great, would be appreciated. This is just the first iteration of the platform. Please do let us know what works, what doesn't work, what could be better. And I think there is a feedback form on the platform. Nat will correct me if I'm wrong. Nat, next slide, please. And then just finally, before I hand over to Tony, a few words of thanks. Firstly, to the Augmentum Foundation, who funded the platform. Just heard that the slides aren't moving. Is that correct? Can anyone corroborate whether the slides are changing or not? Can you see there's a slide with thanks at the top?
Yes, that's what I'm seeing now.
Okay, cool. Maybe it's just a bit of a lag. But yeah, thanks to the Augmentum Foundation. They funded this platform, so thanks to them. Also thanks to UCI in Costa Rica, who built the platform for us. They actually made a Spanish language platform a few years back, which was very well received. Particularly thanks to Tony and to Nat. They did all the hard work on the platform. And then finally to all the trainers who provided videos and content, and pretty much everyone who helped test it over the last year or two. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you everyone again for joining the webinar. Hope you find the platform useful. Hope you found the webinar useful. I'll be back at the end. But for now, Nat, back to you, or is it Nara next?
Hey, so yes, actually we can go with Alan. So Alan Valverde on giving a demo of the course.
Cool.
Hey everyone, can you hear me? Yeah. Well, sorry, my micro is not working, so I will talk directly to my computer. How's everyone? Good. Great. So now do you have my video?
Yes.
Okay, just put pause there. Just a quick introduction. We use for create this course a metaphor approach. That basically what we pretend here is to link the things that the people on the field is doing with SMART in the wildlife that we have all around the world. So as you can see, there are a group of people who use SMART that basically we need those guys to understand in a deep manner all what the SMART works, all the functionalities of the SMART. Then there's a second group that is principally rangers and researchers that they are taking data on the field. And the third group is the one to take decisions about if the SMART is something good for our system or not. So let's go and start with the video. So for the first group, that is the ones who need to understand the most about SMART, we create a relation with the marine mammals. So you can see the marine mammals go deep in the ocean, they dive in the ocean, and they need to have a lot of information there. So we define environments. So we have aquatic environments, terrestrial environments, and also and also regions, because we want to everyone that are using SMART almost feel that we take into account the region and also their wildlife. So this is a description of what we need to understand. This is the description of what each group will have here. So the first one related with marine mammals was for the persons who need more about the SMART. Then we have this for personal working in the field. And the third one, it's related with raptors. So as you can see, decision takers are people to see the whole panorama and take decision about it. We don't need to those people know the specification of the SMART, but we need to these people understand why SMART it's appropriate for their use and take decisions about to implement SMART. So basically, this is the metaphor that we create. And the animals that you can see there, or the groups of animals, represent that. This is the platform of the course. This is the landing page. And here in the landing page, you have general information, who developed this course. And then you will find general information about each of those courses. So this course is made for me or not, why I have to choose this course. So do I have to take the one for the field staff, or I have to take the one for decision makers or whatever. So you have the information of the 3 courses, and then at the end, you will find information for the course in French, that it's almost ready. And the last part on this landing page, it's a video that explains how to access those courses. It's very intuitive, but we also have this video in order to help to the people that are not well related with virtual thing. So you go to the course that you are interested in, and here you have more information about the generalities of the course, the content, the objectives, the structure of the course, if I need to enroll or not, and the dedication of hours that we will have here for the course. If this is the course, then you go, and the last part of the decision will be to take a look on the syllabus. So this is the structure of the course, the different parts of the course. You can see how many activities this course have. In this case, we already enroll in the course, but if you are new, when you go to enroll, then you have to create in a 2 minutes time your account and go directly to the course. So go enroll to the course here, and then you will appear in the course. So if you start, then you will start in the first unit, or if you have an advanced, like for example in the 5 unit, you go directly here. You use the buttons to go to the next video, to the next material. After follow these materials, you can see Tony is the famous in this course, the most famous person in this course. You will find at the end of this activity, at this video, or at each presentation, some evaluation activities. So we need to everyone do all the activities, and you can go to a different unit if you are not finished the previous one. So in this unit, you have a test. You have a test for each activity, but also you have a final test in each unit. So after finish all the activities, you have a final test. For this final test, you will have a certificate. This certificate is generate automatic when you finish all the activities, and in your grade it's over 7 from 10. So this is just to show you some of the activities. As you can see, the identity of each presentation is related with the groups of animals that we define for the roles of SMART. So it could be videos like this that is in Loom, where you also can put commands, or you put like, or whatever of these things. We have plenty of different activities like this one that it's drag and drop, when you put information in different boxes, or you have multiple selection, true or false. Anyway, we have like more than 20 different activities here that give this sense of interactive activities, basically. So this is the kind of short evaluation that you have for each of those units. We also give support slides or additional documents where you can practice more things about the SMART. So this is not part of the course, but we recommend to the people to follow these other activities. And this is the final test. So you have 3 attempts to do it, and you have 45 minutes to do it, and you will have this beautiful certificate for all of you that have this course and the audience. So this is basically the structure of the course, why we choose the animals, and yeah, this is the new SMART courses on English.
Thanks, Ellen. Next we have Nara. Give me 1 second. There we go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Natalie. I'm Narangwa Bhattacharjee. You can call me Nara, and I'm Conservation Technology Officer of the WCS Global Constech team, and also member of the SMART Partnership. So today I'm going to tell you more about the course structure, how we selected the modules. So Alan is explaining really quick and more information about what is the structure and what is the model of it. So I'm going to more quick versions. Okay. Next. So actually we have a 3 learning levels. The first one is a technical personnel and the field staff for the example, the frontline officers, for the park rangers. And the second one is a data analyst and the database administrators who is managing the whole SMART database. So third one is a decision makers who is making conservation decision action plans for use it based on our patrol data. And the next. So our team is how we're gonna select those courses. So we are based on our SMART competences levels. Actually, in the SMART competence levels, we have 4 levels. So first level 1 is matching with our first course, which is field staff and the personal staffs for the rangers. The second level is more matching with the database administrators and the data analyst. And the level 3 and the level 4 is combined into the decision maker course. So actually, if you want to read more information about the SMART competences, you can also go to our SMART conservation tool website. And the next. And from starting from our first course, which is available on our website right now, which is a data analyst and the database administrators. So in this course, we're gonna provide some introduction of the SMART general information and also installing the software and also best practice for in the world and also topics related with the SMART. And most important thing is the data models and the data management for the data analyst and creating the report. And this course mainly focus on the technical experts and with the managers and the mid-level managers with the protected areas and more specialists. And in this course, you can learn the next. You can learn more about the data model construction and how to create the data model and the data generations. And also you can learn how to install the software and configuration of the SMART. And also you can learn more about the standard data collection protocols. And most important thing is you can learn the data privacy and the data security. And of course, in this course, you can also include the data collection SMART, mobile, and also some information about the SMART Connect. Next. The second course is a technical personnel and the field staff. This course will be available coming soon in our website, but I'm going to tell you more about this course. And this course more introducing the basic information about the SMART software tools. And this course is mainly focused on a SMART mobile application and the package and data collection. So this means this course is more focused on the skilled workers. It means like especially in the park rangers and the community managers, and sometimes you can some researchers you can use this course. So in this course, you can learn also how to install in the software SMART, especially in the SMART mobile applications. And also you can learn more setup and customization of the SMART specific requirements. And also you can learn how to collect data in the field using the SMART mobile application. And also you can learn how to export, import patrol data into the device, even into the SMART software tools. And also you can learn about the field collect data, transmitting more correctly. So based on like more quality patrol data to transfer into the Smart Connect server, even in the Smart software tool in the desktop. So our last course is for decision makers course. This course is also available coming soon in our website, most commonly for the decision makers, which is managers. Okay. And this course is provide more comprehensive guide that understand the more fundamental facts of the SMART and for the conservation decision making. And this course is more suitable for the program managers, which I mentioned before, and territorial management, and also higher than mid-level managers and within the protected areas, and also database administrators. So in this course, you can also learn more data model construction, data generation, and how to directly installation, also smart software tools. And most important thing is standard data collection protocols, which if you are like implementing the national level, it's more important for the decision makers. And also you can learn data protection, privacy, data security. And also I mentioned before, if you are implementing in the national level, it's most important thing, part of the decision makers. And also you can learn data collection, patrol creation, and the report generation, and the general Smart Connect. So you can learn the whole concept of the SMART in this course. I think this is the 3 main course, which is we are mainly working on this Smart Online platform. So this is end of my presentation. I'm handing over to Natalie again.
Thank you, Nara. Now we're going to follow with our reviewers, Jacqueline and Michelle. Jacqueline, Michelle, yeah, whenever you guys are ready.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jacqueline, and I am part of WCS Ecuador. I work as a conservation area specialist, and today I would like to share with you some of the feedback I made on the first course. Well, the course structure was designed, as Nara have just presented, to guide users step by step through the whole data management process, which include the first steps, such as the software installation, the software environment, as well as data collection, data entry, data analysis. And for me, this approach not only enhances the understanding and progressive improvement in skills, but also help users to apply what they have learned in real-world scenarios. And also, I have realized that with this whole content, we can really foster informed decision-making and therefore also effective conservation areas management. With the next slide, another aspect I would like to highlight is capacity building and how these learning platforms allow us to reach a wider audience. So for me, SMART creates incredible learning spaces. For example, we recently organized some regional trainings here in Ecuador with around 90 participants of protected areas. But we also have to take advantage of how technologies can reduce the gap in information access, right? So these 90 people can now use the resources of this online course to continue improving their skills, regardless of their location. And even they can also invite more people to learn and explore SMART. And this is important because I think that with this, we also create and enhance the community engagement. And and the next one, please. Well, finally, from the feedback, I got that the course shows the efforts for innovation and the commitment of a smart partnership to develop the tool by, exploring all the smart platforms such as Smart Mobile and Smart Connect. And well, this is really useful because these platforms make Smart more attractive since we can optimize processes of collecting and transferring data. So these 3 points were for me the more important for the feedback. And thank you very much for sharing with me the course to test it. And I hope all the users enjoy it. Thank you.
Thanks,
Sorry,
Jacqueline.
you can go over to the next slide, please. Hi, everyone. Sorry, my camera isn't working. Otherwise, I would show my face. Just to add on to what Jacqueline was saying, I'm a trainer myself. I work with different sites and people at different user levels. And I was just really excited when I encountered this course. It covers the basic fundamentals. It's going to save me so much time to know that in parallel, all these sites can be working online and learning the fundamentals. And then I can jump in and instead focus on the tools that are most relevant to that site and those users. So it's just going to be a massive game changer. I think, we all know the Smart User Manual is epic. I mean, if you have any questions, you can find the answers in there. But as a learning tool, it's really daunting to hand over to a new smart user. So to have this online learning tool, it's in a lecture format, which is how most of us know how to learn. The video content is so important because that's how we're all taking in information these days. And to have that visual demonstration of the tool, you need that visual demonstration to learn how to use these different tools. And I would encourage everyone to open up their Smart next to the online platform and try and duplicate what they're doing on the video so that you can really get that practice in yourself. And then the other thing I wanted to say was that I was just interested in how the information was laid out, how the course creators chose to introduce you to the information and what they chose to emphasize. And I think that is going to help me guide my own training when I'm in person. I'm going to look at how, they chose to lay things out and what they chose to emphasize. So I'm really going to take that with me. And I also think it's important for on-the-ground trainers to really familiarize themselves with everything that's covered in the online course so that you can make sure that your in-person training is best supplementing what is already available for users online. And then just the last thing I wanted to say was that obviously different user levels are going to have different feedback for the courses. So particularly users that aren't well acquainted with Smart, if you get on the online platform and you really hit a wall and you don't understand things, that's really important feedback. And I think us as reviewers who maybe have a little bit more experience with Smart might have missed some of those crucial points of confusion, potential points of confusion. So really important to have continuous feedback as we go. Yeah, thank you for letting me add my 2 cents.
Thank you, Michelle. And now passing the mic to Julian on what's to come with the Smart for Decision Makers course.
I was muted there. Hi, everyone. My name is Julian Godfrey. I'm a consultant on protected area management for RTO conservation, and I work mostly with SMART. So I'm just going to speak for a few minutes about the specific decision maker section of the course and what we've got planned for that. So next slide, please. So this is the section of the course that's aimed at the sort of more senior management or director level. Then, of course, that could be basically any decision maker, regardless of the structure. So it might even be a community council. But it's about that top level decision making that SMART is feeding into. It is Not quite online yet, so there's a lot of content that's been made already, but there's more to come, and also things like the tests to be sorted out. Currently comprises mostly of video presentations. It has a lot less of the follow-through guides and the step-by-steps, because this is focused much more on the concepts around management that SMART feeds into, and very little on the actual technical use of SMART. So the expectation is that for those specific skills that a director or a manager might need, they'll go to those other sections of the course that have those technical specifics. So what it does have is those core broad management concepts for protected and conserved areas, things like goal-driven management, adaptive management, performance management, and really introducing those in the context of protected areas. It's got a guidance on ensuring that the SMART process is running throughout a protected area to provide accurate and up-to-date data and the importance of that. And then it's got guidance on the SMART implementation process. So how a manager or a management team will go from sort of 0 to 100 on SMART, all the way from a feasibility study to the management input required in a conservation area setup, such as in the data model and the report templates. Again, though, not the technical creation of the reports, but rather what the manager's position is in terms of deciding what those reports should look like. And then, of course, the other key steps in an implementation process, such as training and piloting. And then, of course, it's got the ongoing process of managing the SMART. So how to integrate the SMART process into decision-making, how to structure the decision-making process so that SMART can serve it better, and how to ensure that SMART works long-term, and what you need to get set up to do that. So that's sort of what it's got at the moment. Next slide, please. But we would like some more content there. So there's some more planned content for the manager course. So looking at information on the legal frameworks for the protected areas, what the consequences of those are for each different kind of legal framework that a protected area can sit under, as well as how SMART relates to other conservation management frameworks like the IUCN Protected Area Cycle, CMP Pro, METT, and how SMART relates and can integrate with those. And then more detail on patrol planning, which is a particular desire of a lot of our users. We've noticed over time, real specific examples of how to plan a set of patrols based on the data that's coming out of SMART. And then we would also like to bring the online decision makers course into line with planned manuals for decision makers. So that's something that's currently lacking, but is in development. So once those reference manuals are in place, more comprehensive reference manuals, be good if the online course can link into them in terms of their structure. And we would also like to add some really good case studies to go through with clear examples of how SMART has been used to achieve specific conservation area goals that can really put SMART into the context of a manager and really show them how it can help them achieve what they want to achieve. So that's just a little bit on what we might want to end up including in this course in the future.
Thanks, Julian. Okay, now we have some time for questions and answers. And those who've been asking for the course link, so you can find it here. Well, you can find it on your screens here. I know Anthony, I believe, has been posting it as well in the questions and answers. But yeah, I do see you can also raise your hands, and I can just make sure I unmute you. So we have 3 right now who have their hands raised. So Furba, let's see. Oh, I'm not being able to. All right, we'll go to BJ. BJ, you're muted.
Sorry, my dog hit the raise hand. I didn't even realize it.
No worries. It's all good. Okay, James Simpuke. James, are you muted?
Hi, Natalia. I think that was also by mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was raised.
No, it's all good. Okay, no problem. We can,
Nat, can I just respond to some of the written questions while we're waiting
Yeah.
for people to think of things they want to ask? So there's been a few questions in the chat about languages. I think we might have mentioned, but so initially there'll be 3 courses, all in English. The data analyst at our administrators course, that'll be in French in the fall. Is that right, Nat, later this year? The other two, okay. The other 2 courses in French early next year. Then the plan is then to include other translations. There's no specific timeline around that. Hopefully Spanish would be sometime next year. But yeah, I can't give you a specific timeline. Having said that, UCI, who developed this platform for us, they did develop a Spanish language platform a few years ago for SMART with WWF, and that might still be available, and Alan might be able to share that in the chat.
Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, there's quite a few questions in the chat. Some are already answered. We're going to go with some other questions here. So language questions, Anthony answered. Rath asked if there's lifetime access to the course once we sign up.
Nat, do you want me to answer
that? Yeah, Anthony or Alan.
Yeah, good question. I mean, the idea is that it's free to use and will always be available for everyone. We might implement processes to try and encourage people to complete courses, like find ways to limit access if you don't complete a course, say within a certain time frame, like 6 months, which is just a nice way to make sure that people go all the way through a course. But access will always be restored. Ultimately, everyone will be able to access it for their lifetimes, assuming the platform still exists in 30 years' time.
We have another question. I think this is more broadly on SMART. Is it possible to use SMART in a remote place without network? That one is, anyone else? Yeah, it's yes. Anyone else want to answer? Or
Julian, you want to take that?
Yes, it certainly is. So the core functionality of SMART, as long as you've managed to get the SMART software, which probably requires a download at some point, once it's installed in a system, it doesn't need access to the internet. There is an additional optional plugin for SMART called Smart Connect that adds a bit more functionality. That requires an internet connection, but core SMART does not require an internet connection, no.
Thank you. The next question is, the certificates will be generated as soon as they complete the course. That is correct. Once you complete the course, you'll receive a certificate right after. How do we plan to update the course as new versions of the tools are released? It's a good question. Anthony?
I'll take that. Okay. It's a good question. I think we'll do 2 things. Firstly, as soon as a new version of the tools comes out, we'll have like a mini course or just an individual module on what's changed, so to bring people up to speed. And then as time goes on, we'll then update all of the content to match the new software. But there will be a lag. But the idea is to have an initial module just focused on those changes.
Thank you, Anthony. Next, we have another question. We have a question from Jeff about if there's any options later in the future of creating this platform offline, or having access to this platform offline. Sorry.
Is Alan still online? Could he take that?
Alan?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So the question is if the course can be taken offline. That's the question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or any discussions about using it offline in the future?
Okay. Well, it's a little hard with the structure of those courses at this moment. There's a manual and there are parts that could be downloaded, but not the whole course. So it's something possible in the future, but not in this moment. The idea is that some of the people that use this as instructor can take the materials and make their own mediation in an educative process. but not the whole course. Sorry about that.
And just to add to that, though, there is some really useful content on the online learning platform, which isn't currently available to use offline. At some point in the future, we'll try and get the resources to make an offline version, even if it's not that you could use it in an unconnected environment, but that all the materials are available for trainers to use offline. But it's not currently available, but hopefully in the next year or two, we'll make it available.
Thank you. We have another question from Joseph. How often do SMART versions being upgraded, and is it necessary to be using the new version, or what effects does one have when using 6.3?
That's a very specific question with a complicated answer. So SMART is regularly upgraded. I think it would be useful just to put that in the SMART forum where you can get a more detailed answer. And to be honest, that's already been asked on the forum, so best for there.
Thanks, Anthony. We have a question from Luis. If I, the person who collect all the data of SMART in protected areas, which course would you suggest for Luis? He needs to make better strategies and activities to reduce threats. What is the recommended course?
I'll answer that. So if you're responsible for everything, including the data collection and the analysis, then I would take the data analyst course first. And then when the data collectors course becomes available, a lot of it will be the same modules, but just check on the modules on Smart Mobile for the data collection stuff specifically. But the idea is that if you've taken one course, you don't need to take all of the other courses. You can just see which bits that you've missed.
All right, thank you, Anthony. We have just 2 more questions in the chat, and if anyone does want to ask a question, you can just raise your hand and I can unmute you. In the future, do you plan to develop more in-depth specific courses focused on SMART ecological record?
Yeah, I'll answer that. Yeah, absolutely. So we've actually changed the name from SMART ecological record to SMART survey now. But yeah, that's a high priority for one of the next courses that we'll include.
Thank you. Jean-Paul asks, is there any possibility to get the thumbprint of offender, like we have options to collect the signature? That one I'm not understanding completely. Jean-Paul, maybe if you want to unmute or raise your hand to unmute. There is another question thanking us for the training website course, and if we want to read the SMART technical report, where can we get that?
I'm assuming that means the technical training manual, which is on the SMART website. Now, maybe we can put a link in the chat.
Yeah, definitely. We can. Yeah, there's the resource tab in our website that has a lot of the manuals there. So feel free to look at that, and as well as other resources on the resource tab. Any additional questions? No. Okay. Yeah, Anthony, if you have any additional remarks before we close. I just did want to make everyone aware that this recording is going to be live on our YouTube page once the recording is available later today. You can also feel free to look at our YouTube page that has other content, as well as like the plenary sessions from the SMART Global Congress, which took place in Namibia last March. But yeah, it will be available later today. And also you can find the link to the learning platform also on our social media and very soon on our website as well. We do have one more question I'm seeing. Oh, sorry, we have just 2 more questions. Given time, I think it's okay for us to continue with the questions. What is the difference between the 3 courses when logging to Smart Connect? 1 upgrade. Oh, sorry. What is the difference between the 3 when logging to Smart Connect? 1 upgrade, 2 import, 3 download.
Again, that's a good question, but it's not really about the online learning platform. Definitely ask that in the SMART forum on the website. Somebody will have already asked it, but put that question there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all the questions for today.
Cool. Nat, shall I close us off then?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you, Nat. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for joining the webinar. Particularly thanks to all the speakers today. Appreciate it. Like I said earlier, do get in touch with any feedback or suggestions for improvement or new courses that you'd like to see. But yeah, for now, thank you very much. Look out for the recording to share with people who couldn't make it. And otherwise, have a good day, evening, wherever you're joining from. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.